Ruski's Crypto Cave here, and today's video is going to be about the migration from HiveOS to mmpOS. Now, I'm not going to be migrating all of my rigs over, because I am going to leave a few on Hive, just because you get 4 free. So I'm going to leave 4 on there to get them free, and then I'm going to migrate everything else, especially like the CPU rigs, because those are completely free on mmpOS, and but everything else is going to be going over there. Essentially, I'll get all the CPU rigs for free on mmpOS, and also the a 6-card rig and an 8-card rig will be free on mmpOS, and then the other ones are less expensive on mmpOS. And as we'll see, there's a lot more rigs offline here. 3 of my CPU rigs are already migrated over. The 2070 rig was one of the first ones I did. Then it was the 3070s, and then it was the 2080 Ti's, and then it was the 3070 EVGA XC3s. This rig we did have some issues on. For some reason, the after doing all that updates and stuff like that, some of the Octominer BIOSes or something like that had to be updated. But shout out to Backwards Miner, he helped me out with that and got that all fixed up. So if we log over to mmpOS, you see all the rigs here, all the mining, all the CPU rigs are on Zephyr and Cryptex. The 2070 rig is on Dynex, and then the CPU, which is like an i3 something or other, that is on Cryptex as well. 2080 Ti's are on Dynex, and the 3070 rigs are on Lithium. I have basically a goal of a Lithium that I want to hit, and I'm not quite there yet, so I am still plugging away before ASICs or whatever can come out for it, and the hash rate gets crushed. So that is it. I did have some issues in the last video as far as trying to migrate directly from the software, but I think I have everything figured out. So we're going to go over to HiveOS. The rig I'm going to do today is the 3080 rig. And see, this is also currently mining a Lithium. It hasn't been, as you can see, the Hive kernel has not been updated in a long time. I did update the drivers not too long ago, but the kernel is still an old version. And one of the things I learned is you do have to do a kernel update. This needs to be at 5.15, and I think that number goes to 110. I think that will show Hive kernel version 5.15 and HiveOS number 110. And then I also go through and do the most recent update here as well. And other thing I did learn as well, it seems when if you're running your OS currently on a USB stick, the 2700 X rig that I tried to do was on a USB stick, and it didn't seem to want to take. So I'm not really sure why. Yeah, but this one is on a 250 gigabyte SSD, so this one should work fine. So we're going to go through and do this one on video. I'm not going to have you just wait for the whole time for the updates to take place and all that stuff. I'll stop and start and show you some of the prompts and stuff like that it goes. And the other thing is I do have to log into Discord, because that is where I'm going to get the link for the script that from mmpOS to do the update. I just realized I'm not logged in on this computer, so I will do that as well. So what we're first going to start off with, and we're going to do the Hive shell replace. I'm going to open up PuTTY. 168.53. And just making sure there's no doxing information here. Yeah, we should be good. User. Put the password in. All right. And you can do your web shell or whatnot and stuff to get in here. You click the IP address there, or that where the hell is it at? That guy, remote access. But when I'm at home here, I've been just like doing it just right from PuTTY. So the command you gotta type in is hive-replace -y-stable. Actually, what I'm gonna do before I even do that, Go up here, stop the miner. Let the miner stop, and then we're gonna start running that command. All right, miner stopped. Where do I go? All right, I missed the Y, so then we put that in there, and I'm gonna hit enter. And it is going to go through and do the whole Hive shell replacement. It is going to download, and this part does take a little bit. So what I'll do is I will stop the video, and then once this is done downloading, we'll pick up right where that left off. All right, see you shortly. All right, now that the file is downloaded, the next step it's going to do is going to run and looks like it's going to unpack it and install it to the SSD. And you can see 1 minute 20 seconds ish remaining, somewhere around there. So we're going to let that do its thing and then come back to the next step. Hit the wrong. Alrighty, it is done doing its unpacking thing. It's going to start going through doing some work, stopping the services that are currently running in Shell or in Hive. So let us do its thing here. This whole process will take a few minutes. Now I believe it's going to write the entire image to the drive. It does have to go up to 7.5 gigabytes. On an SSD, it does happen quicker. On a USB, it would be a slower process. So I'm thinking that might be part of the reason that the USB wasn't working that well, because it was just came up with an error or something like that, and it just crashed. And I just ended up having to put the HiveOS stick back in for the time being, and then I am just going to flash another USB stick to mmpOS for the 2700X rig and get that one up and running. That will be the next one. I'll mess around with that off camera, and if there's anything important, I can probably record it. But I have a feeling it's just, if you flash the USB for Hive or mmpOS or anything like that with Boolean Etcher, it's the same process. So. And I did do a video before, which I can put up in the description below, as far as setting up mmpOS. It's a very similar process. So you can see we're already at 5.4 gigs already written, so we might even just hang out until this is done, and then see what the next step is. So I've done it a couple times already, and I don't remember all the steps in a row. So and kind of just go. It just might prompt you every now and then. And then it'll reboot and things like that. So, because it's almost done, we're at 7 gigs already. So, if you've done this part any second now, image writing is successful, and then it's going to reboot. So we'll come back once it reboots, and then we'll do the next step. Alrighty, we're back in Hive. That didn't take too long. Hive is up and running again. Got 13 accepted shares and is up and mining. So the next step is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the miner again. And I will do the latest update to the latest versions of their miners and stuff like that. Because you can see here at 5.15.0 kernel, HiveOS number 110. Driver stayed the same because I didn't do a driver update. I basically just did the like a kernel update. So now we're going to do HiveOS, and we're going to do a reboot after complete. Hit upgrade, and this will go through and do its thing. This usually doesn't take too long either. I like to clear out those error messages. I don't know, it's the OCD in me or whatever it is. I don't like having them there, but this will take a few minutes, do its update, and then we'll get into the migration. Alrighty, Hive is on its most recent updates. It went pretty quick, and then I was just messing around doing something else and came back, and it was, we already have 47 accepted shares on the latest versions, all that fun stuff. So I go through and stop the miner again. And you can see this rig has been it's been pretty much dual mining. It's doing a lithium and Zilica. So all these little spikes here are probably or the ZIL rounds. So, and you can see there'd be corresponding dips on the lithium rounds. So, this is getting 612 megahash on ZIL on this rig. So if you want to take a look at the flight sheet, the flight sheet's going to have to get set up a little bit differently in mmpOS, I think. I haven't perfected that and figured out exactly how it works to do the dual mining thing, so I'm going to mess around and get that figured out. And but what I think I'm going to have to do is just do the algo 2 and all that stuff, just do all down here in the user config, because there is a option in here. Let's go to miner profiles. Let's go here. Yeah, I think it was under this one. I was messing around with it. Under advanced. Oh yeah, pools for specialized coins and stuff like that. Oh, the puppies are getting a little wound up. UPS truck drove by. But anyway, here we got this pools for specialized coins. It doesn't work in here, so I'll have to figure something out as far as what that is. But and then here's like some of the command lines, which I'll have to fix and stuff down there. But I'll have to redo some things here as well to get this one working properly. So let's cancel out of there. Let's go back to Hive. So I think what I'll have to do is just do all the overclocks and all that stuff down there. Algo 2 down there. Wallet 2. URL 2. Hold on a second. All right. Hopefully she'll quiet it down. But if not, I apologize. I'll try not to let her get too loud. But anyway, yeah. So back to where I was. All this stuff and like the URL 2 and worker 2 and all that stuff. I'll just put in the command line arguments in mmpOS and see if that works. Haven't tried it yet, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't, but you never know. But anyways, all this garbage up here, we'll clear all that stuff out. And then I do have already logged in here. So what we need to do is in Discord, in mmpOS Discord, in their troubleshooting, this is the dev, I believe. He posted the link. This is for the script. So you got to copy that. Go hop over here. And here. And then pull up this. Paste it in here. And away we go. So now this is going to start going through and doing different things. It asks you, do you want to set up a custom image download? If you're, and then yes or no, or just hit enter if you're unsure. I've been always hitting enter because I'm unsure. And so now it downloads some different things from mmpOS. It's going to download the mmpOS image. This will take a little bit. Let's go a little bit quicker. It's because this is still a pretty big file that this downloads from mmpOS servers and stuff to do the install. But it seems to be humming along pretty quick. So maybe I could just chit-chat and keep things going. One of the things that I do need to do, though, I need to grab my rig code off of mmpOS because it will prompt me for your rig code. I could do. I'll do that on camera because then I'll just change it. Because you could generate a new rig code every time you constantly change it. So I'll use the one I have, this one, and then I'll just change it afterwards. Unless everybody wants to add their rigs to my farm. That won't be nice. So yeah, I'll just change the rig code after I add it. Successfully downloaded the image. Yep, here's prompting me for the rig code. So I'll go to mmpOS. Go into rigs. Add rig. New rig. Rig code. So we'll copy that guy. And then I'll go back down to here. Paste it. Hit enter. It's going to prompt you again. Paste it. Enter. It's going to go through and stop a whole bunch of processes and whatnot that's running. And then it's just going to keep on going. And then now it is writing the MMP image to the disk This does take a little bit, but on an SSD, like I said before earlier, it does happen much quicker than it would on a USB stick. Because you can see that number, it's at 2.9 gigs now. That needs to get to 7.5. So once it gets to 7.5 gigabytes, that's about the size of the file that it's writing to the disk. So it's going fairly quickly here, so we'll just hang out instead of stopping and starting and all that fun stuff. So I'm just to check to make sure the microphone was working and all that stuff, because I'd be really pissed if the mic wasn't working. Because when I did add in the 4070 Ti Super to this rig, it really, something got all messed up with my speakers and all kinds of stuff. So I had to get them all working again, because none of the speakers worked, and somehow they were all disabled. And it's probably just a Windows thing, not necessarily the graphics card thing, but or maybe the driver update or something did it, but something screwed it up, and it was speakers and stuff didn't work. So I was going to go through and do a couple of these messages will pop up, and then process ended, rebooting to new MMP image. When you see that message, that's when you know it's successful. So what's going to happen is this is going to reboot, and it will populate in mmpOS. And as you see here, how that's all grayed out, it is currently offline in Hive, which obviously it should be. So let's go over to mmpOS. We'll close that. It might take a little bit to populate here though, but go to dashboard. Yep. There, and I'm out. I am going to log back in. The IP address should be the same. I'll put the screen over here. Now it's minor is the login and the default password, and whereas HiveOS, the default password was, I think it was just one. The default password for mmpOS is mmp, capital O, capital S. And in here, now we are into the rig, and then first things first, you must do. You don't have to do it, but it's highly recommended. Do mmp space update space and mmp space upgrade. Hit enter, and yes. And it's going to go through and stop anything that's running that doesn't need to be. And then this process will take a little bit as well. But once it's in here, it's going to download a bunch of different things, different updates. It's going to update all the drivers for AMD drivers, NVIDIA drivers, Intel drivers. It's going to put all the latest stuff that mmpOS has available, all the recent miners. And nothing really to stop. Just cleaning. Are you about to upgrade your system packages? Are you sure you want to do that? You hit yes, enter. I'm going to grab a drink here quick. Hold on. And then at the end of all this process, it will do an auto reboot. So, and then I think it waits 3 minutes, and then it will reboot the rig. So I usually just let that process go. So once we get to that point, I'll stop the video and then pick back up once it restarts. And then we can go in and get the overclock settings and all that stuff. System upgrade will continue in 10 seconds. Cancel type -N. I'm just going to let it go. It's only 10 seconds. Now it's doing your AMD drivers, updating those. Yeah, it looks like it was a new update, new AMD kernel that was updated. And then the next one I believe it does is in, I think it does an Intel next and then NVIDIA. But we'll see. No, NVIDIA is next. Oh, already has the latest NVIDIA drivers. There's new Intel OpenCL drivers available for your system, so that will be done. I don't have any Intel GPUs, but it'd be nice to have everything installed in there if I ever would get any ARC cards. So, there is no new Linux kernel, so we're on the latest kernel for everything there, which it should be because when you download it. Okay, so you have issued MMP upgrade. You want to stop auto reboot now? I'm going to hit no. I'm going to let it do its auto reboot thing, so the system will reboot in 3 minutes. So we'll come back once it is all completed. Alrighty, the reboot is complete, and as you can see, we're back, and the new rig has showed up. It just assigned some default name. So we're going to go into this rig, go up here to settings. And I believe that I had it named 3080FE. So we're going to keep that name the same, 300FE. Excuse me. Let me turn that off. Hit update. So then now that rig is updated as far as the name, at least as far as that goes. The next thing I do is look in here under default config, see if I want to change anything here. Fan management I am going to turn on. Now this one is in an open airframe, so this is not in an Octominer, so I won't have the system fan option down here. So I'm going to do agent temperature based. Minimum fan speed. We'll put 25 in there. Those are probably good. I'm going to do adjust the fans every 30 seconds. Placeholders, I don't think we need to do anything there. Nope. I'm going to leave huge pages off because I'm not going to be CPU mining like I said. I haven't been doing force P state 0. This was, I think that was more of an ETH thing. It might help on ergo mining or something like that, but currently I'm doing lithium and core-based algo, so I'm not going to be needing that. So I'm going to hit update. Oh, you got a phone call coming from work, so I got to stop this for. Alright, sorry about that. I am back. So that phone call took a little longer than I was expecting. But alrighty, so next thing I'm going to do is do some overclocks. I am going to put the overclocks in here, so you hit this little plus button. And turn on the configs. I don't remember what I was running on here, so I'm going to go into flight sheet. 350 core clock offset, lock clock at 1560, and memory at 810. So we're going to enable that. 350, 1560, and 810. Don't do a power limit. Just select the agent. I don't override anything here. I'm going to hit apply similar since they're all the same cards. 8 similar GPU found. Update all of them. I'm going to hit yes. I'm going to go down here and save OC changes. Worker configuration successfully updated. So that is all done. So then the next step is going to be assign a miner profile. And the profile I am going to use is this Lithium one here. This is going to be mining a Lithium, not pool mining a Lithium to hero miners. So that will be selected there. Hit switch. Miner profiles for this rig has been updated. And then I've been logged in here, so I'm just going to hit miner. And let's blow this up. So let's see, it's going to show all the clocks up here. 1560, 350 offset, that took. And memory is locked at 810. And we have accepted shares. So If you hit escape, show GPU info. I'm going to turn that off for now. And then show agent log. Don't need that. I'm going to hit number 2 to see what that looks like. I never actually turned this one on. Or maybe it won't turn on. I'm going to hit 3, turn that off. So now I basically just have the whole miner software running here. Hit escape. We'll get that off of there. So yeah, we're up and mining away. Shows core clock is 1560. We're using Rigel Miner version 1.14.2. So I'll minimize this. And we are hashing away. So that is it. So that is one more rig moved over to mmpOS. I have 423 credits in here, roughly about 27 days left, using 30 credits. Now that's going to use 38 credits because basically each GPU counts as a credit. And you get 14. I get 14 free a day since I already purchased some. They give you 6 more free ones a day once you make your first purchase. And then I also get a 10% bonus because thank you to whoever signed up using my link. I got some referrals, so they give you a 10% bonus. Same thing, I believe the referral gets 10% bonus as well. So when I do buy some, I'll get, let's say if I buy 240 credits, I'll get 24 extra credits. So basically that'll be 24 GPUs a day or something like that I would get for free or whatever the scenario would be. And you can deposit via your Bitcoin, Cardano, Binance, Dash, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, Monero, so on and so forth. What I'll probably be using is probably Litecoin because it's fairly quick. It's not super fast, but it's not Bitcoin slow. So, and it's going to be much cheaper than Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum Classic probably won't be terrible either. Cardano probably won't be that bad either. Binance Coin probably would be decent as well. So, but more likely I'll just use Litecoin to make my deposits and go from there. So. But I have a bunch of credits, so I don't really need to do that right now. And but that's how you would add credits to the system. So, but yeah, we are up and mining. We have 8 rigs in there now. As you can see, most Dynex and the Lithium is primarily what they're mining. Once I get things migrated over, then I'm going to start messing around with getting the dual mining to Zilliqa set up and running, which I believe it's, like I said, it's just going to have to be in the command lines, like miner profile in here under advanced. I think in here is where I'll have to put algo 2, all that fun stuff, because there's a thing here for secondary coin, but like I said before, it wasn't working. If I pick Zilliqa out of here and pools for special coins, I'm not sure what that is, but it seemed like it wasn't working that way. So what I'll do is I'll try it all in the miner settings and stuff here and try to get it to work that way. Just leave that blank. Hit cancel, but yeah. So I'll give that a whirl, and then I can even make a video about that, about dual mining Zilliqa in there with the Rigel miner and the Lithium, just to make sure everything's up and working correctly. But other than that, we are good. So I am going to mess around with the other 2700X CPU rig is the next one I want to migrate over, and I'm just going to flash a USB stick. I just thought of this. I think that one's on Wi-Fi, so that may be a good reason why that wasn't working. So, because I didn't have any Wi-Fi settings and stuff. So actually, because when you do, let's go back to here, get mmpOS. When you flash a drive, you can do a net config, and if you select Wi-Fi here, you could put your information in here and generate a download and put it to text file on the USB stick. So I'll have to do that for that one. I bet you that's probably why that one was giving me issues, because when I went over to mmpOS, it wasn't having any internet access. That's probably, ding, just hit me. So anyway, yeah, so we'll work on that later. But in the meantime, I don't have many more to move over. Whoops, go back to farm. Go back to online. And so the next one I'm going to be moving over is this 3070 rig. And I'm going to leave, basically I'm going to leave all the TI rigs on there. And so just that one, just those 2, and that should leave 4. And that should give me my 4 rigs left on HiveOS. And everything else will be on mmpOS. So, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to this video. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. We are at 855, I believe it is right now. So smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I appreciate everyone, and we'll see you in the next video. We'll catch you later.